Welcome to the 1996 Street Skills Tour of Southland. An international field of cyclists will be charging across 870 kilometres of Southland's most challenging and beautiful terrain in all manner of trying conditions. Top New Zealand riders include 8 times tour winner and favourite Brian Fowler, Olympic team pursuits rider Tim Carswell and Murray Spencer, winner of the 1994 Colonial Classic. Top overseas riders include British Olympic cycling squad team member John Tanner, winner of the British Milk Race and fellow Englishman Chris Lillywhite, and returning Belgium star Frankie van Hassebroek. And so to the official start of the tour. Stage 1, 86-kilometre ride to Tour Tapri. The tour leader's yellow jersey donned by Greg Henderson of Dunedin after winning yesterday's prologue. A time trial in which the favourite Brian Fowler had a nightmare start to the tour.
We stripped the whole hub, the whole cluster where it screws on the hub just gave way under the pressure of taking off, and unfortunately we're not allowed to rerun.
Brian Fowler now dictating the pace of the race, needing to make up the lost time. 3 New Zealand riders get away. Gordon McCauley, Stuart Lowe, a member of the New Zealand road race team, and Paul Bishop. Chasing down the break, 2 Belgium riders and Dutchman Lex Nederlof. A strong headwind blowing in from the bay, making it difficult for McCauley. The chasing bunch finally catching the lead group. The leaders working hard to maintain a 1-minute 30-second lead over the chasing pack with less than 6 kilometres to the finish. Lowe, Bishop and McCauley all looking strong for a sprint finish. Coming to the finish, McCauley sprinting hard on the left, but it's Paul Bishop of Rotorua taking the first stage. Stage 2 of the Tour of Southland and the 101-kilometre slog to Te Anau. Gordon McCauley of Dunedin now wears the yellow jersey. McCauley has a 5-second lead over Dutch rider Lex Nederlof, trying to break here on the left. With the weather conditions deteriorating, an attacking group of riders break away. New Zealander Brian Fowler pushes the pace along in the main pack, which has dropped 1 minute behind. Punctures are deadly and may cost valuable time. Auckland's John Owensworth was not having a good day. McCauley hangs in there, still with Fowler and Tanner as they race towards the Southern Alps. Fowler now picking up speed, only Tanner and McCauley with him. The main pack is well out of contention. The Englishman and the Kiwi battle it out with only a wheel span between them. Sprinting for the line, it's Brian Fowler who takes out the stage ahead of a disappointed John Tanner.
I'd have really liked to have won the stage, but saying that, the way Brian was going yesterday, he really deserved the win.
It's Gordon McCauley who keeps the yellow jersey after day 1 with a 1-minute 22-second lead to defend.
Just they follow the leader really. It's up to them to take the jersey off me, so they're the ones I've got to do the attacking.
Stage 3, the Te Anau Criterium, 12 laps around the main streets of town. John Tanner led from early on in the stage with a vicious pace, but was eventually caught by Criterium expert Graham Miller. Speed King Greg Henderson, leading under 23 rider, goes in front to take the win in impressive style. Coming in second place, Belgium rider Ronnie Arzes, boosting morale for a Belgium side not quite firing.
We come out of the summer and it's very cold here, and also we arrived a little bit too late, only 4 days before the start, and we feel like jet lagged.
Stage 4 and a picturesque 79-kilometre ride through more of the beautiful Southland countryside.
Well, I think looking around at this beautiful scenery is probably the most enjoyable thing so far, and the hospitality of you Kiwis.
Aucklander John Owensworth stormed away for the stage win. The main pack had a pleasant morning's ride. Stage 5, 103 kilometres to Arrowtown with the stunning backdrop of Lake Wakatipu. A leading group almost immediately break away. Englishman John Tanner and New Zealander Graham Miller attacking McCauley's overall lead. McCauley positioned in the chasing pack 30 seconds behind. Miller and Fowler still out in front. Halfway into the distance and the crushing pace has taken its toll as riders begin to drop off. Coming into Arrowtown, and it's Miller, Tanner and Belgian rider Frankie van Hassebroek that still remain. Speeds of up to 80 kilometres an hour are clocked in a relentless dash to the finish. Some friction is apparent with the Belgian rider not pulling his weight in the group. Miller looking obviously annoyed as Van Hassebroek sits on the back of the group for a free ride, rubbing salt into the wound by sprinting away to take hill climb points and prize money, then returning to a position at the back preparing for the sprint finish. And it's the Belgian rider who comes through to win with a very tactical ride.
I was just hanging on the two riders because they were good overall riders. And my teammate is in 4th position, so I don't have to work.
Well, it's cycling, isn't it? He had a man up there overall. It's just the way it goes.
Still holding the yellow jersey is Macaulay by 1 minute and 22 seconds from Dutchman Lex Nederlof in 2nd place. 130 kilometres, the longest stage of the tour and the wettest.
This is like being in Scotland. It's the same.
It's like Belgium weather.
15 kilometres in, Macaulay and Murray Spencer take the initiative and make a break. The pack seemingly reluctant to chase. Brian Fowler doing his best to stir up the riders but getting little or no support. The lead bunch driving on. Macaulay in there gritting his teeth, not content to just sit back. Also still in the group, Murray Spencer of Auckland and the Belgian rider Frank de Backer in 3rd place overall. Fowler at last getting the support, but it's too late, and the Belgian rider Ronnie Arzes takes the win. Gordon Macaulay as tour leader rode an excellent race.
And there's 3 up the road and then the bunch all eased, so I thought, I'll just dive up the road and see who's going to be chasing me all day. And nobody chased, so I just kept going.
No improvement in the weather for stage 7, the Winton Criterium.
Yeah, it's just way cold, eh? See what happens.
Unfortunately for Miller's team, something disastrous did happen when a not-so-street-schooled motorist pulled out in front of them. Fortunately, the injuries were relatively minor, but still meant the team was forced to retire.
That's our tour over.
The bike's definitely coming off worse. The Southern Fresh Milk team winning the Criterium, pushing Spencer into 2nd behind Macaulay. 2 Belgium team riders worked together in stage 8, their teamwork giving Cohen de Backer a satisfying win. The rain poured for the return stage into Invercargill.
Oh, it's getting better and better, isn't it?
But the enthusiasm for the tour never dampened. A breakaway group headed by Belgian Frank de Backer are being caught by the main pack 6 kilometres out from the finish. Fowler and Belgian rider Ronnie Arzes sprinting for the line, and Fowler just gets it. Going into the final day, and Macaulay holds on to the yellow jersey with a 5 minute 54 second lead over Spencer in 2nd place. Winton and the penultimate stage. Riders prepare for the infamous hill climb located just before the finish line in Bluff.
It's the critical point in the race of the day.
The biggest threat is probably going to be from the Englishman John Tanner. He's an extremely good climber.
That's what we'll be looking for. Definitely be going for the stage win, me and Chris.
The field became fragmented early as a breakaway group of riders charged for Bluff Hill. Macaulay and Spencer both in the leading group. Fowler, Tanner and Nederlof in the main pack 30 seconds behind, trying to hold on to the breakaway. Now with the coast in view, the riders aware of the approaching hill climb. Macaulay and Spencer first onto the hill, both looking strong, although Macaulay seemed to have gear change problems, while Spencer looks completely focused on a win. The rest of the field now into the climb. The Englishman Tanner going hard, as is Lex Nederlof. For some, though, it was all too much.
Yeah, oh, that's too much steep to speak there, eh? Oh.
Spencer shakes off Macaulay and looks very strong into the finish area after a tough ride.
It doesn't matter how good you're feeling, it's always a hard climb. And Gordon and I had a point to prove up the hill, and we proved that we were the strongest in the day.
So it's aching limbs going into the final stage with the tour leader in a very commanding position.
Providing you don't have any mishaps, punches or crashes, I'm pretty sure I can pull off the win now.
As the final leg, this stage carries a lot of prestige. All the riders would be giving it their best shot.
last chance for a stage win. Everyone over our team will be trying to win.
Today we don't let somebody else win. I think we try to. We go for it.
So to the final stage of the 1996 Street Schools Tour of Southland, and the pace is fast and furious. Kiwi Stuart Lowe and 4th place Belgian rider Frank de Backer break away with a 3-minute lead, threatening an upset in the overall 2nd and 3rd positions. The current man in 3rd, Dutchman Lex Nedelov, is aware of the threat and works with his team to stay in the chase. Fowler also pushing on the pack, while Macaulay content to keep tabs on 2nd placed Murray Spencer. The pack now 1 minute off the breakaway and pulling them in fast, but it's Lowe and de Backer sprinting for the line. Lowe just taking it from the Belgian. But it's just academic, as it's this man, Gordon Macaulay, who's ridden a fantastic tour to take the overall title.
It's probably the biggest one I've had so far, so yeah, I'm stoked.
Gordon Macaulay of Dunedin wins the overall title for 1996, while Murray Spencer of Auckland comes in 2nd. Belgian rider Frank de Backer takes 3rd. The under-23 title goes to Greg Henderson of Dunedin. Taking the overall team title was Southern Fresh Milk. King of the Mountains was Frankie van Hasselbroek, while the sprint ace goes to Invercargill's Tim Carswell. But all credit goes to this man, the 1996 Street Schools Tour of Southland winner, Gordon Macaulay.
Well, the international teams virtually arrange themselves, and they've obviously heard about our event. There's more and more international riders now actually hearing about the Tour of Southland, which is very important. And the great thing about that is that they're going back and spreading the word even further, and I think we could see more international riders again next year.
Would you like to see more Australian teams here?
Very much so. There was going to be an Australian state team come this year, but they were unable to make it at the last minute. But I think that you'll see a bigger Australian presence in the future.
Are you now planning for next year's Southland Tour?
Oh, very much so. We've got a debriefing tonight, and there'll be a lot of good ideas come out of that. So it's a gradual process from now through into early in the new year, and then the meetings, I dare say, will start, and the organisation in proper will start for the 1997 tour.
Is it too early to say what you have planned for next year? Anything new?
Well, it'll be more of the same. The teams aspect now has become very popular and quite successful, and we're going to work on that. We'll be tightening a few screws here and there, and just to make the event more popular. And I think that we've got a very good event, and we're going to promote it the best way, and the province in the best way that we possibly can.
Bruce Ross, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Jeez, Tom, hang on to it, mate. Hang on to it.
What do you think?
Oh, I don't know if you're ready for the streets yet, mate.
I think it's something to do with the bike.
Oh, I don't know. You can't blame your tools, Tom.
No, you can't. No, that was fantastic footage from the Tour of Southland. It seems to be very much a team tactic required to pull that through.
Yeah, it certainly is. The Street Skills Tour now is probably one of the major international stage races in the country, with the North Island Tour being postponed this year. So, yeah, team tactics certainly do play a huge part in the Tour of Southland. The race this year was won by Gordon Macaulay, whose team was pretty young and inexperienced, and we all thought they may suffer a bit later on in the tour, but Gordon took the lead, and he was very aggressive, so he didn't really need such a strong team around him. The English team and the Belgian team, they looked sturdy favourites early on, but I think they missed a couple of breaks here, and perhaps weren't going as well as what they thought they were going to go in Southland's local conditions.
Do you think there's room in a team for me?
No.
Don't answer that question. Okay, I worked out a tactic myself. It's called pedalling. Need to do it a bit quicker.
Yeah, it certainly helps.
But we have achieved some success.
Yeah.
Now, on the subject of success, we have the winner of last week's competition, and we asked a question: which boat did Russell Coote skipper to win the America's Cup? Try your arm at that.
Oh, heck, it would have to be Black Magic.
Oh, congratulations, but unfortunately the prize goes to Kay Peterson, and we'll have that book out to her very, very soon. Now, we're going to take a break, but before we do so, here are the details for this week's competition.